Morning peeps, good morning everyone, how's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. Alright, let's jump straight in and let's start with this one. Artur Beterbiev-Callum Smith, top rank, wins the WBC purse bid, offers more than Matchroom. Alright, first things first, it looks like this fight's going to happen next then. We are going to see Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. Not a bad fight. Obviously I want to see Beterbiev, but we'll get to that another time. The strange thing, though, about this purse bid, I don't know if you guys know about it. So Matchroom made a bid of $2.1 million, which is, that's a pretty big bid, I think. Top Rank made a bid of $2.115 million. That's $15,000 more than Matchroom's bid. Now, come on, eh? Come on. Something going on there. There's something going on there. You guys can jump to your own conclusions. I don't want to get sued, but no. I'm sorry. A $15,000 more bid. Yeah. I mean, look, if you're Matchroom, you're upset you're missing out on this one. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big fight. You want this on DAZN. For the fact I work for DAZN, it would have been fantastic to have Beterbiev on a show that I'm working on. But aside from that, look, it's a good fight. A lot of people, when Beterbiev beat Anthony Yard, some people, including my good mate Tony Bellew, was like, Callum Smith beats him. And I'm like, what? What have you seen in that performance that makes you think Callum Smith beats Beterbiev? Yes, Callum Smith does look a lot more gun-ho against, gun-ho under Buddy McGurk, but I saw Beterbiev there look really good. Yes, I know he's 38, 39, but still for me, it's him and Bivol number one. So look, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, back to the purse bid. If you don't think that purse bid is a bit shady, then I don't know what to tell you. 2.1 million, then a 2.115 million bid. Who bids 2.115? Well, like, where's that figure come from? Random. Wilder's trainer expects fireworks in Joshua fight, not so much from Fury Usyk. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. There has been some talk of recent about AJ fighting again in the summer. Obviously, look, AJ announced on his social media that he's going to fight again in December, and everyone was like, that's rubbish, because you said 3 fights this year. And I think Joe Markowski said something like, AJ fighting twice this year doesn't align with what we want. So it led people to kind of say, okay, who's in charge here? Who is it? Is it AJ? Is it Derek James? Is it DAZN? Is it Eddie Hearn to an extent? And I guess everyone has a small part to play in it, but the big percentage surely is AJ. AJ is the captain of his ship. If I'm AJ and I want 3 fights this year, I want 3 fights this year. Now, I get it. I mean, there clearly is a lot of money being put on the table from the Saudis for AJ versus Wilder. And they're like, okay, we don't want in any way, shape or form to jeopardize that. Anything could happen. Injury, anything could happen. But that could also happen in sparring or training camp. But if you're AJ and you're Derek James, surely you want that summer fight. Stick to your plan at the start of the year. The plan at the start of the year when you hooked up with Derek James was, okay, let's do this. This is the level of fights we're going to have. These are the type of opponents we want. And at the end of the year, we want a big boy. That big boy would have been Wilder or Fury. Don't then jump it. Don't jump it because money's been thrown at you. I mean, AJ, it's not like the wolves are at his door. I mean, the bailiffs are not kicking the door down asking for fucking money, are they? You're okay financially. So now it's a case of do what's best for your career to put you in the best position to win that big fight at the end of the year. And maybe, again, I keep saying this, it's have another fight camp with Derek James. In an ideal world, have another 2 fight camps. So it will be interesting to see what's going to go on again, because Joe Markowski has come out and said this doesn't align with what DAZN want from AJ. I mean, DAZN, I don't know the exact figures, but would have put up a lot of money to get AJ. Would have put up a lot of money. And they want a return on that. And the return on that is AJ fighting to drive subscription. AJ being out until December doesn't help drive subscriptions. It doesn't at all. So, and look, aside from driving subscriptions, I've always said that I think I want to see AJ have, especially after that performance, another fight camp. I don't want it to be a case of what some might feel like is a cashing out fight, if you like, with Deontay Wilder. I don't think that's the case, by the way, but I can understand from the outside looking in how some people feel that. So, look, I hope there is a bit of a U-turn on this, and they say, okay, maybe we do one in the summer. Maybe we do one. And again, that one, Dillian Whyte. So I'm not asking him to go in with a killer, and that's not disrespecting Dillian Whyte, but I'm not asking him to go with anyone in and around that top 6 or 7. Dillian Whyte, for me, he's waning right now. He's not what he was, and I think that's a good matchup for AJ. And then Wilder fight. Yeah, that's what I think AJ should do. AJ, one thing about AJ, aside from the matchups or the link up with Derek James, one thing I think we all agree that AJ has been in the last few years is inactive. Needs fights. Needs some fights, man. So the idea of him sitting it out till December just ain't great, is it? It's not great at all. Talking to Wilder very quickly, I think Wilder was arrested, wasn't he? I think a couple of days ago for possession of a firearm, I think. And I think Wilder tweeted something along the lines of better to be safe than sorry, or something like that. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with Wilder. Every time anyone gets arrested in America for anything, I'm like, geez, it could be like a £1 fine or fucking 20 years in jail. I have no idea how it works, their system over there. So hopefully what's happened with Wilder doesn't impact sort of the next 6 or 7 months for him in the ring. Richard Riakporhe, mate, forget this Richard Riakporhe thing. I literally just saw something about Joshua Buatsi and that he's fighting this weekend. But let me just double check that's the case. Is it this weekend? It is this weekend against Pavel Stepien, the guy that was supposed to fight Callum Smith. Let me tell you now, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. And the reason I say that is because, look, I have to admit, like, I've been off the boil a little bit because I've just been focusing on other stuff. So it's not been boxing. But I would consider myself a bit of a boxing guy, right? This is a fucking boxing channel. I forgot he was fighting this weekend. So if I'm considering myself a boxing guy and I forgot, then people that are on the outside looking in don't even know he's fighting this weekend. And that means they have done a terrible job of promoting this fight. Terrible job. Everyone needs to be blamed. This is his first fight on Sky Sports. Obviously the link up with Boxer, it was quite a controversial link up. This should be everywhere. And it's nowhere. And I get it. There's a big-ish fight because Canelo's fighting this weekend, but that shouldn't still you should know that Joshua Buatsi's fighting this weekend. I mean, everyone talks about the Sky Sports machine. We keep hearing it. It's something people keep referring to, the Sky Sports machine. Let's see it. Joshua Buatsi's having his first fight with Sky this weekend, or I'll say first fight back with Sky this weekend, and I think, again, just me here, that not many people know about it, and that's not good enough. Richard Riakporhe extends agreement with Boxer and Sky Sports. Okay, well done to him. Look, he'll be waiting to see what happens with the Akoli-Callum Smith fight. I heard it's done quite a lot of tickets. I think Buatsi, Akoli tweeted something like 13,000 tickets have been sold, which I'm very shocked about, just because I know that stadium only holds, I think, just under 10,000. Obviously seating, so floor seating would take it up, but would it take it up that much? But look, regardless, like, congratulations to them both, man. That's incredible numbers. I know Billy Smith's always wanted that stadium fight, and he gets a good stadium fight here. Stadium fights, by the way, don't have to always, when people say stadium fights, everyone assumes 90,000, 80,000. There are small stadiums in this country, you know. There are smaller stadiums that you can do. So if someone is aligned to a football club, i.e. Fabio Wardley, Ipswich Town, do it there. I mean, their stadium holds 30,000. You can do good stadium fights in smaller stadiums. A bit here. Deontay Wilder arrested in LA, charged with possession of a concealed weapon. Good luck, man. Good luck to him. Matchroom and DAZN agree to a 3-year extension to broadcast deal. I think this is for their US audience. They are growing it. And when I say growing it, it does look like Eddie Hearn is about to sign Regis Prograis. They've obviously just signed Edgar Berlanga. I think that's 2 good names to add to the roster, especially Prograis. So let's see what they can do. Let's see. Remember when Matchroom first went in there? Don't know how many years ago it was now. Was it 2018? It might have been 5 years ago. You did think, okay, with the money that DAZN were showing, that they could get maybe the big ones. At the time, it was the Charlo twins. It was Broner back then. It was, look, ripping Gervonta Davis away from Floyd was always going to be difficult, but you thought it was going to be names like that. Devin Haney was the one that came on board. Demetrius Andrade came on board. It's a shame that they weren't able to keep Haney. Obviously, he's now become somewhat of a star, and Andrade just didn't work out. This new 3-year deal, let's see what happens. Let's see if it's a case of developing stars or maybe going a bit more aggressive and trying to get some. I don't think they're going to be able to get any of the up-and-coming kids on Top Rank. I doubt that. You know, the Keyshawn Davises of the world, the Jared Andersons. But I think, again, Regis Prograis and Edgar Berlanga are very good signings. What else have we got? And with the Prograis one, obviously, it just lines up the Jack Catterall fight in it. Jack Catterall fighting very, very soon. When's he fighting? May? Is he not fighting on the undercard of Lara Wood, I think? But, yeah, ideally, that's the one you want to make. What's this? Bomac backs Crawford for top 5 pound for pound, best ever if he beats Spence and Charlo. Move on. What's going on? What is going on? Eubank discusses doping scandals in British boxing. It's so annoying. You've got so many guys cutting corners. On that, I've seen a lot of talk recently. I think Joe Cordina has had to come out and just kind of say, look, what? Like, what's going on? I ain't taking drugs. But there's been so much talk from Victor Conte. You guys will know who Victor Conte is. And I think even Igis Kilmes, is Igis Kilmes, isn't it, has come out and said a few things as well. Like, did you do this test after? What's going on with Matchroom testing? All sorts. And he's had to defend himself, which I think's ridiculous. But it is what it is now, man. It is what it is. It just needs to be a lot more better, doesn't it? I think what's happened with this Conor Benn thing has shown that there is a big disconnect between VADA, UKAD and the British Boxing Board of Control. And hopefully, if anything good comes out of this Conor Benn situation, it's that all that can be cleaned up. Talking of Conor Benn, obviously, look, he's now speaking to media. And I think even he's admitted that he handled everything wrongly. Like, everything was done bad. Like, his PR team should be fired. I think they got it all wrong. The Piers Morgan interview, everything was wrong. Still wait to see what happens with Conor Benn. Still wait to see. Would love to speak to Conor. Would love him to come down and have a little chat. We'll see if we can make it work. Tony Bellew confident Hay would have beaten Fury had their fight happened. I remember I did a video about this, like fights that, I don't know if you guys, how long you guys have been following the channel, but fights that where there was press conferences, everything that didn't happen. Like Andre Berto, Shane Mosley, like press conference didn't happen, and Fury, David Hayes, one of them. Don't know, Don't know, Fury Hay. Don't know. Would have been interesting. I'm not sure. All right, anything else? Mike Tyson admits he could be persuaded to have another exhibition. No, thank you very much. Ryder on Canelo title shot. It's a great opportunity that has not been gifted. No, it's not been gifted. He's a mandatory. I think people need to understand that. This is not a case of Canelo picking you. No, it's not that. Although Canelo's allowed that. He's allowed, for me, Canelo, if anyone's allowed that out there right now, it's Canelo. You know? People always like to have a dig. Oh, look at his fight. I tweeted something about Jamal Charlo the other day. Jamal Charlo, and look, I know some people have reached out to me and said that he's going through some stuff outside the ring, and fair dues. But aside from that, Jamal Charlo is the WBC middleweight champion, 32-0, so he's unbeaten. He's not fought for nearly 2 years. There's no fight on the horizon, so I think it will be 2 years in June. It's going to be 2 years. I don't expect to see him in the ring until maybe not even this year, because there's been nothing. Again, nothing's been announced. That's ridiculous. So again, you'll get fans of Jamal Charlo, and I'm a fan, not hardcore, I'm a fan, have a dig at Canelo for fighting Ryder. Yet Canelo, in those 2 years, I'm gonna guess and say, let's just figure it out. I'm gonna say he's had 4 fights, maybe 5. Let's see. All right, so the last time, okay, so Canelo in that same period, 1 month before Charlo's last fight, fought Billy Joe Saunders. So he's fought Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, Dimitri Bivol, Gennady Golovkin, and now fighting John Ryder. And people were saying things like, Canelo has to see Jamal Charlo. No, Jamal Charlo has to see a fighter, anyone. Canelo has fought in the same timestamp, Billy Joe Saunders, unbeaten, Caleb Plant, unbeaten, Dimitri Bivol, unbeaten, Golovkin, the trilogy, and now he's fighting his mandatory John Ryder. Have a day off, people. Have a day off.